Hello, my dear students of grade 5. I wish that everything's okay with you. Did you study with me the previous 30 questions that we have already done? So let's complete today some more questions in our sheet, and let's start today with question number 31. What generalization can you make about Molly Pitcher? She was brave and caring. She was jealous and mean. She was strong and powerful. She was fearful and awkward. What do you think about Molly Pitcher, guys? She was? Yes, I hear somebody sing A. The answer is letter A. She was brave and caring. Then let's move to question number 32. Answer the following questions on your answer sheet. Paste your answers on the article. We were there too. Do you remember the two brave characters, a boy and a girl, that although they were young, but they were doing brave things during the independence of America? Let's see together. What is similar about the overall structures of the two biographies in this article? There are several flashbacks in the narration. The events are described in sequential order. They compare and contrast a child and a father. Each paragraph provides a problem and a solution. The answer will be B. The events are described in sequential order, so it will be B. Let's move to number 33. How does the sidebar recruiting for the Continental Army help the reader understand more about Joseph's life during the Revolutionary War? It explains why Joseph would never be able to enlist in the Continental Army. B. It suggests that Joseph hesitated to become a soldier because of the job's low pay. C. It helps the reader understand how a boy like Joseph would hesitate to become a soldier. Or D. It provides facts about the ages and hometowns of the Continental soldiers who were recruited. So it will be C. Very good. It helps the reader understand how a boy like Joseph would hesitate to become a soldier. Now let's move to number 34. How can you tell that Joseph is less eager to fight in the war than Sybil is? Let's see the choices. Number 34. He is too young to enlist. He enlists for the shortest time possible. He says he believes that he is a coward. He hates to stay home while his friends are at war. So number 34 will be B. He enlists for the shortest time possible. And then let's move to number 35. Answer the following questions on your answer sheet. Base your answers on the passage lunch money. Why did the author write lunch money? To teach, to inform, to entertain, or to persuade. You remember these reading topics when we had a boy who was making comics in a very accurate and very nice way. So he saved a lot of money. Do you remember it? Okay, so why the author wrote lunch money? To entertain, to feel entertained. Let's move to number 36. Read the sentence from the passage. Sweet. That means I sold 17 units. Which word best describes Greg's voice based on the sentence above? Daring, enthusiastic, suspicious, or uncaring? Of course it will be enthusiastic, letter B. Now we will move to the comprehension. I will read it and then we will answer the questions that are based on it. Read the articles Linda Brown and the Little Rook 9 before answering the following questions. Linda Brown. In the early 1950s, Linda Brown of Topeka, Kansas, wanted to go to school with other children in her neighborhood. Instead, she had to walk 1 mile through a railroad yard to a bus stop where she would begin a 2-mile ride to a different school. Why did Linda have to travel so far to go to school? Because she was African American, and at that time, elementary schools in some states were segregated. Linda Brown's family and 12 other African American families decided to fight against the laws that upheld segregation in the schools. The families went to the all-white schools near their homes and tried to enroll their children. Linda Brown said later, "Well, like I say, we lived in an integrated neighborhood, and I had all of these playmates of different nationalities. And so, when I found out that day that I might be able to go to their school, I was just thrilled, you know. And I remember walking over to seminar school with my dad that day and going up the steps of the school. And the school looked so big to a smaller child. And I remember going inside, and my dad spoke with someone, and then he went into the inner office with the principal, and they left me out to sit outside with the secretary. And while he was in the inner office, I could hear voices and hear his voice raised, you know, as the conversation went on. And then he immediately came out of the office, took me by the hand, and we walked home from the school. I just couldn't understand what was happening because I was so sure that I was going to go to school with all of my playmates. When the families were turned away and sent to the all-black schools, a lawsuit was filed. In 1951, an organization called the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP, agreed to help. One of its lawyers, Thurgood Marshall, presented the case before the Supreme Court. The case became known as Brown v. Board of Education of Topeka. Marshall argued that separate schools did not provide an equal education. In 1954, all 9 justices of the Supreme Court ruled the same way. They decided that providing separate educational experiences for white and African American children was against the law. They believed that children who were treated differently would not achieve as much in school. A new revolution had begun, that of equality in education. The case was a giant step toward equal education for all children. However, the court did not set a definite time for all schools to be desegregated. It took many more years and many more court battles for widespread integration. So let's move to the questions related and based on this paragraph. Now answer the following questions on your answer sheet. Base your answers on the article Linda Brown. Read the sentences from the article. Linda Brown's family and 12 other African American families decided to fight against the laws that upheld segregation in the schools. What is the meaning of the word segregation as used in the sentence above? Required classes, classroom discipline, separation of people by race, or solving of students' problems. Actually, it will be C, separation of people by race. Then let's move to number 38. What generalization can be made about the Supreme Court justice in the 1950s? It will be they supported segregation, they cared about educating children, they believed that white teachers should be paid higher wages, they thought all schools did a poor job of educational students. Number 38 will be B. They cared about educating children. Let's move to number 39. Read this sentence from the article. A new revolution had begun, that of equality in education. What is the meaning of word revolution as used in the sentence above? Does it mean here change, integration, rule, or war? It will be change. Here means change. Let's move to number 40. Read this sentence from the article. When the families were turned away and sent to the all-black schools, a lawsuit was filed. What is the meaning of the word lawsuit as used in the sentence above? Does it mean list of names, case of court, permission form, or newspaper reporter? It will be B, case in court. Today we are going to stop till question number 40, and next time we are going to start practicing the grammar questions. Wish you the best luck and goodbye.